Anthropic, the company behind Claude. It holds a strong door in coding, but today we check 3 downside scenarios where that door could crack. First, how to read these downsides. Anthropic's coding strength and enterprise revenue are already solid. None of the 3 scenarios deny the business itself. What they target is the promise baked into the roughly $350 billion valuation, that it stays the coding leader and eventually crosses into profit. 3 ways that promise could be wrong: the heart, the touchpoint, and survival. Downside 1, the coding lead gets chased down. The heart of Anthropic's mode is coding. Tools like Claude Code are wedged into how developers work. But coding is the most visible battleground, because the benchmarks are clear. If Google's Gemini and OpenAI's GPT close the gap, the reason to insist on Claude thins out. The real problem is concentration. OpenAI can lose coding and still keep 800 million users. Anthropic leans so heavily on coding that if the heart is pierced, there's no other face to fall back on. Second, the touchpoint. In EP1 we called the lack of a consumer app a strategic choice. But if the world tips so people meet AI through consumer apps first, having no face stops being a choice and becomes a flaw. If ChatGPT's 800 million users own the gateway, Anthropic can get pushed into being a back-end parts supplier. Third, survival. The revenue is high quality, but frontier development costs run ahead, so it's still unprofitable. Cash could run dry before it crosses into profit, and here's Anthropic's own twist: one of its capital backers, Google, competes directly through Gemini. Now the counterarguments, and there are 2 layers against the chase story. First, the coding lead isn't a fixed target. By the time rivals catch last year's frontier, Anthropic has already moved to the next generation, agentic coding that works on its own for long stretches. What gets commoditized is yesterday's model, not the frontier. Second, what developers use daily isn't the top benchmark score but the tools wedged into how they work. Once connections pile up through Claude Code and MCP, the standard for wiring tools together, even a better model carries a switching cost. On top of that, the coding market is growing fastest of all, so growth offsets the concentration risk. The other 2 counterarguments. Having no face, flipped around, means being nobody's rival. Precisely because there's no consumer app, Google, Microsoft, and Apple can adopt Claude as a back-end brain without worry, the neutral Swiss position. And enterprise contracts and system integration are far harder to switch away from than consumer habits. There's an answer to the cash worry too. Capital markets pay a premium for high-quality B2B revenue. With 2 giants, Amazon and Google, competing to run Claude on their own clouds, the hand feeding it cash isn't 1 but 2, and even the Google conflict is cushioned by Amazon as an alternative. The verdict. Weigh the 3 scenarios and the ranking is heart, touchpoint, survival. The heaviest is the coding chase, Anthropic's own soft spot, where strength and weakness overlap at a single point. High severity, medium likelihood. The touchpoint, the missing face, could be even more lethal, but it hinges on the frame: is the gateway the consumer or the enterprise, so it can't be settled yet. We hand that to EP3 as its core question. Survival is the lightest, thickly cushioned by revenue quality, though the Google conflict stays on the watch list. We deliver the final verdict in EP3. Tap the cards on screen for the next one.